Welcome to Autosave.
It's so bad.
Hello everybody and welcome to Autosave, a podcast by RedPandaGamer, Jake, JT, OriginalDrakkon, and myself, Matt, AwesomeFaceProd. So, today we're going to be talking about a multitude of things, starting with Project Party. What are you guys up to this week?
I'm having a party in my pants and you're both invited.
Yay!
I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
But what I'm doing right now on my channel, what I'm working on, I just got a 3DS capture card so I can record Super Pro 3DS videos. And so I'm working on a couple Let's Plays, but I'm doing a short one just to test it out. Mighty Switch Force, which was a game that came out last year, just got some free DLC, but it's a really fun puzzle platformer. Plus I'm working on like thousands of other projects that would take the whole podcast for me to talk about.
JT, what are you doing?
Right now this week, I recently got my computer back, so I'm trying to upload the rest of Transformers for everyone.
Where did it go?
My computer, my system board might have gotten fried, and it ended up not, and then I brought it to like a repair shop, and they were like, yeah, you put nothing together right.
Just a repair, like, just a random repair shop? It's just like a building?
No, it was my friend's dad's.
Oh, sounds legit.
Yeah, dude. But he's like, yeah, nothing was in right. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
That's what she
said.
said.
It's working now.
And he called me while I was in Seattle, Washington, attending PAX Prime to try and solve his problem. Which, by the way, I did actually solve his problem. I told him it sounds like nothing was plugged in correctly.
Well, yeah, technically, it's a technical problem. It's a computer.
Anyways, this week on my channel, obviously, I'm still doing Rayman Origins. I just started that. It's continuing on my channel.
Wait,
I should be getting myself. I should be getting a 3DS capture card soon, so I'm actually very excited for that. But let's move on. So, what have you guys been playing this week?
Transformers.
More than meets the eye.
Boom, 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 boom. But I don't know. Should I start or?
Sure. Go ahead, JT.
Yeah.
All right. I've been playing a lot of Transformers. Been trying to get back in the groove of Binding of Isaac, and that's not been going so well. And I've been trying to play through Black 2 again, so I could finally start that back up.
Did you hear Edmund McMillan? They're working on a redone version of Binding of Isaac.
I know. I heard about that.
Yeah,
Becky was
it's
telling me
it's not going to be Flash style anymore. They're going to make it.
I know.
They're going to make it look more realistic, but they're going to keep.
I can record in Fraps.
They're going to keep the same engine in it.
That's good. I like that. I'm excited for
Are they going to re-release it on Steam?
Yeah, probably. And then, I know he's also working on like the Meat Boy game, which is going to be for iOS, and he's working on some other random game.
Wait, he's working on the original Meat Boy game?
No, it's a new Meat Boy game, but it's not a Twitch platformer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be just like a simple platformer, but it's going to be for iPad and iPhones and shit like that.
Okay.
That
sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Utterly terrible. Precision platforming on freaking iOS devices? No, that's just bad.
No, see, it's not. That's why they're not making a normal game. That's why they're making it separate from the series. It's going to not be a Twitch performance platformer. It's going to be more of a traditional, like, normal, easy platformer.
Like Mario or something.
Then what's the fun in that?
I don't know, man. We'll have to wait till the game comes out.
Fucking who has fun with Mario nowadays?
I do.
Everyone.
I love Mario.
Exactly.
Except Matt. Matt hates Mario, but we'll get into that later.
Matt hates Mario.
That's another podcast, guys. That's another podcast.
That's like one podcast itself.
An entire argument.
But I'm playing a lot of stuff as I normally do. Right now I'm playing through Dark Souls, which on the Xbox 360, which is an incredible game. I don't know if you guys have played it, but it's probably
I've been wanting to.
It's like the hardest game I've ever played, and they actually just released it on Steam. They fixed a lot of stuff, and they have all the DLC on it for free. It's like $40, which is still a really good deal, and it's fantastic. It's really hard. It's got a lot of challenge, and it's probably one of the most beautiful games on the next-gen consoles, in my opinion. And then I also got a bunch of N64 games from some guy on this forum I hang out on. I got Ogre Battle 64, which is like an old RPG game. I got F-Zero X, Resident Evil 2, and Perfect Dark 64. So
nice, yeah.
And I got them all.
Was that all for free?
No. I got them for like $30. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah, Ogre Battle 64 alone is like worth like $40. So I ripped them. Yeah. I totally ripped them off.
Scumbag
good
Jake,
guy,
everyone.
good guy, Jake.
Whatever. Oh, and then I'm also playing like Counter-Strike Source a lot right now.
Oh, really? Yeah. We need to get on that.
Oh, not Source. I'm sorry.
I love that
I said
game.
Source, but I actually meant Global Offensive.
Oh, well, never mind then,
Are you
because
playing
I've
it on
yet
the
to upgrade.
PC, or are you playing it on the Xbox?
No, I'm playing it on Mac. Well, PC.
Okay.
Then same fucking.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been debating on getting that.
It's really really.
It's
good.
only $15, so I
Yeah.
might actually shell out
No,
for it.
I think it's really
'cause,
good.
I had to wait for my next paycheck.
Yeah.
I've
Which
been
is this
playing.
Friday.
I've been playing a lot of Rayman Origins, obviously, since I'm doing it on my channel. But actually, I just got Super Mario 3D Land in the mail today. However, I can't play it due to the fact that my 3DS is somewhere on a truck somewhere in the United States, getting sent off to get a capture board put in it. Hooray!
It's probably in
Hey,
Tennessee.
Matt. I'll send you my 3DS if you send me your PSP.
Ew.
Deal.
Why would you want one of those?
I need it for a project.
Oh, Birth by-
Don't worry about
Birth
it.
by Sleep. Oh. Oh no.
Spoilers! Whoa!
Oh no.
Hey, viewers actually come to this.
Yeah.
You get a spoiler.
Yeah.
Next playthrough is Birth by Sleep.
Oh snap!
Oh,
All
baby.
3 people cared, Drac. Congratulations.
I actually didn't even like Birth by Sleep that much.
I like it.
Too many
honestly, and I
cutscenes,
figured-
not enough fighting. The worlds felt really small, and it felt
Yeah.
it felt so linear.
I see where you're coming from, but like I felt like I wanted to start from the beginning, like from the exact beginning, and then go from there.
Yeah.
So I just figured, why not? I'm able to do it. Well, let me get it.
Well, you don't have a PSP.
I don't even like Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I'm buying one soon.
Matt, why don't you like Kingdom Hearts?
Cause it's just I don't know. Okay, I can't.
Because of Disney.
I can't rightfully judge the game because I've never played it. However, most RPGs I don't like in the first place.
That's true.
And the fact that it has Disney characters, I don't know if I can get over that fact.
Okay, well, see the thing is, Kingdom Hearts isn't a traditional RPG.
Well, yeah, it's an action RPG.
It's
Right.
an action RPG,
Yeah.
which I enjoy a lot more. I understand from your point. I don't like JRPGs. I don't like the turn-based style. I don't like that. I like action RPGs a lot more. Like I liked Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. That was probably one of my favorite PSP games before Birth by Sleep.
That game was weird. The
liked it.
the roulette thing totally ruined the game for me. With the roulette, it takes you out of the game completely.
Yeah,
It ruins the aesthetic of the game.
it was weird.
It's just like 1 minute you're fighting things, and all of a sudden, it's like, ooh,
But it was still
jackpot.
really good. It was still really
Yeah,
good.
oh no, yeah, and it had a really good story.
Lucky Sevens,
It
Lucky
had a
Sevens.
Very good. It had a very good story,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, it was okay.
It was pretty good.
Oh, but what you were saying about RPG, I do love Kingdom Hearts, but at the same time, it feels like fan service, not in like the traditional sexual type, but like it's so based around like fans who love these things. Like I've met so many people who don't play any video games at all, but they've played through Kingdom Hearts, and that's it. That's weird. That's very odd.
That's interesting,
that is
actually.
weird, actually.
And-
It's kind of like Pokemon. Many people won't play video games, but they'll only play Pokemon.
But no, we're talking like people who are like 20 years old. And
Oh.
I'm not talking about like people who are nostalgic for it. Just people like, I really think this is a cool game, which is weird because it's such a video game. It's just odd to me to think that people who have no interest in video games have a lot of interest in that game.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like I have a friend who has literally no interest in video games whatsoever, never did as a kid, but he's like, but I love Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, that's very odd, but okay.
I think
Alright,
another reason. Sorry, I think another reason why I haven't played Kingdom Hearts is because they've released all on the PlayStation. I never owned a PlayStation either, so
Well,
that's probably why I've never played.
except for the
any
one for the PSP and the one for the DS and the one for the Game Boy
the one for
Advance
3DS.
and the one for the
of
3DS.
them. Okay. Shut
No,
up.
I'm not saying against you. I'm saying against the series. That's really weird when you do that to a series.
I hate it.
Yeah, they switched platforms
the thing
on
that
it.
I did not like is that they just kept on putting spin-off game to spin-off game. The only real, like, actual kind of, like, in the line game was really Birth by Sleep.
No, 358 Days Over 2.
Oh yeah. 358 Days Over 2 was a.
It was.
Isn't that like the Game Boy
It was,
Advance one?
no. It's the DS one where you follow. It's like what happens.
It's when you play as Roxas.
It's like between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, which is
yeah.
like the ones that are stupid
But also
are recoded.
it basically
Chain of Memories.
recoded.
Chain of Memories for
Chain-
Game Boy Advance is kind of cool. It has really good graphics, but
I don't like the Chain of Memories for the Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance. I tried playing the one for the PS2. It's too weird.
card fighting sucks.
It doesn't. Card fighting's horrible.
I hate card
But what I wanted to ask you, Jake, I don't know, Matt, you probably didn't play Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, right?
No, I have not.
Jake, how far are you into it? Did you beat it or not?
I haven't beat it yet, but I'm like past halfway.
Yeah, I'm around.
Well,
there,
don't
too.
spoil.
What-
Don't spoil
what do you-
anything.
I know I'm around the same area.
No, I mean for our viewers.
No, for the podcast, dude.
Oh yeah, no. I want to know what you think about it.
Oh, the
like,
game
I want
in
to know
general?
like what you think. Yeah.
It's really good. Like the controls are amazing. Probably the best Kingdom Hearts controls so far in the series. But my biggest issue with it is it feels really convoluted. Like they're trying to make a lot of progress in the story. Like it's supposed to bridge 2 and 3, which hasn't come out yet. But they're like not doing very much. And they do a lot of cop out stuff where it's like Yen Sid is talking to them. He's like, "You need to forget all your training." It's like, you know how all the games try to make you like restart from the like they give you an excuse.
Like Metroid, like Metroid Prime.
Yeah, they give you an excuse to start over with nothing, so you build yourself back up. And I understand why games do that, because it'd be stupid if, like, okay, I bought, let's say you buy Metroid, and then Metroid 2 comes out, and you still have all the same stuff, and you just blow right through the game.
It would make it super easy.
It makes sense.
It's ridiculous. Instead, you just trip over a rock and lose it all.
But exactly. And and JRPGs have this tendency to do it in the stupidest ways, normally with amnesias. And it's just like, and this game was even worse because it was like, oh, to become a true Keyblade Master, you have to forget everything. It's like, well, that kind of makes the rest of the games feel like they were like not important at all, because
my only real complaint about 3D, about Dream Drop Distance, is the fact of the time limit that you're on.
I like the drop. I like the drop a lot. It gives you a sense of urgency, and I like that in a game sometimes.
I guess, but like at the same time, when like you don't know where you're going, it's kind of like, oh man, I didn't get to complete that part as Sora.
Yeah.
So now I gotta go do all this bullshit as Riku and then be lost, and then when I go back to Sora, then I could get caught up again.
Well,
you know what I mean?
if you get like 30 drop me knots or whatever they're called, so it's really not a problem if you've been playing the game for a while. It makes it so you don't get lost almost in a way, because you keep pushing forward instead of going off to the side and getting lost. But no, I see like if you stop playing the game for a little while and you're like, where the hell am I?
Yeah, basically.
And it's just like that's the big problem with JRPGs I have too, is you don't play them for a while and you're completely lost. You don't remember what any of your moves do. You don't remember what any of the enemies do. You're just like, what the hell is going on?
Because before you guys texted me to get online, I was laying in my bed, I was playing, I was just like, oh my god, where do I go? I don't remember.
Yeah.
And I got dropped. I was like, god damn it. And then I was lost as Riku.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, let's move on.
In a way,
yeah.
Sorry, no. So in a way, is the game kind of linear, because if they don't give you enough time to sort of explore and do side quests, is it more just linear getting through each area?
I mean, the Kingdom Hearts games really don't have side quests. Not really. I mean, they have like kind of side quests, but in general, when you go to a level, you have one goal. And this game is a lot less linear than the others have been, which is another reason I really like it. But at the same time, basically what I found is you drop twice per character. So like with both characters, you end up dropping twice. So normally it's once you're halfway through the level, you drop, and then again when you're at the boss fight. Yeah. Which are two really odd times, especially the boss fight.
It's weird because you would drop once, like say you're playing a story, you make it to the halfway point. You play as Riku, make it to the halfway point. Play as Sora, fight the boss. Play as Riku, fight basically the same exact boss.
And unfortunately, the levels aren't big enough. Like you don't feel like you're getting two different gameplay through. Like that's what I don't like about it too.
You're basically getting like the same.
You're just doing the exact same stuff twice with different. I mean, the story's a little bit different. Like sometimes one of the characters will be in a different place at a different time. So like for example, in the Tron level, if Sam Flynn was like I'm gonna go find my dad, and Sora's like okay, then he would go. Then Sam Flynn would end up with Riku going to his dad's place. It's like it's odd how they split it up. It almost feels forced. That's part of my problem with the game.
The thing that I liked about Rechain of Memories though was that how they kind of split that is how they had the Sora story, and then they had the Riku story.
Right.
They actually did that well. That's what I kind of would have liked if they did that with this game. They had a same exact Sora story that went straight through, and then they had a Riku story that went straight through.
Right, because then you feel like you're actually getting something different.
Yeah, because then you're playing. Yeah, then you feel like you're getting two different games.
Yeah. Matt, anything you're...
Okay.
Yeah, let's move on, because Matt has nothing to
To prevent this from becoming the Kingdom Hearts discussion podcast, let's move on to the next topic.
They have one of those?
Dude, totally joining that, please.
But no, let's move on to the next topic, which is what games are you looking forward to coming out soon? New releases that maybe had just come out? Go, Jake.
I think this is going to just turn into JT and I talking again, but...
yeah.
Probably.
Well, let's not start with the biggest one. I'll start with the smaller one that I'm personally excited for. Double Dragon Neon, the remake of the classic Double Dragon side-scrolling beat-em-ups, is coming out.
Can you get 50,000?
What?
Can you get 50,000 in Double Dragon?
I don't even think that's possible. No one's gonna get that reference. That's the worst thing.
I know, right?
There's like that one kid who's like, I saw the wizard.
See, honestly, I wouldn't
I
have
saw that
gotten
in theaters.
Honestly, hang on. I wouldn't have gotten the reference if we didn't mention it before the podcast.
JT, you just ruined the joke, you
They
idiot!
don't need to know that.
They do now.
It's written in the script.
Idiot.
It's written in the script.
Yeah, our entire podcast is scripted, guys.
Yeah.
We spent
Yeah,
like
guys.
15 minutes working on this.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We're gonna talk about this. Okay, but Double Dragon Neon. It's being made by WayForward, who's the company that's been making a lot of the remake and the reboots, which I'm super excited for because it looks really, really good, and I love a good like Xbox Live Arcade title. It comes out on Thursday. $10.
What's the price point?
$10,
never
yeah.
mind.
And it looks really good. I mean, side scroll. When was the last time you guys saw a new side scroller game? It's been a while. I mean,
Well, I mean, like,
it's
Rayman
been a
Origins
while.
was a side scroller, technically.
well, side scrolling beat 'em up,
Oh, yeah.
not a
I don't know.
platformer.
That's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think
That's
the
been a
last
while.
one. I mean, most of them all get released on Xbox Live Arcade.
Well, okay, could you consider Scott Pilgrim versus the World the Game?
Yeah, see, that is.
Ah, yes. Okay.
But my
That
point
was
is,
probably the
well,
last
like, there's
one.
not very many retail actual retailed ones. I think
Right.
the last retailed one I've seen, other than like some crappy games, like movie ports that are just beat 'em ups. The last one I saw was Batman Brave and the Bold, which is also made by the guys who are making Double Dragon Neon. Batman Brave and the Bold was actually really, really good, but most people didn't play it because it's on the Wii and the DS. So
It's Batman.
it's Batman.
Each
Justice, swear to me.
Where's Rachel? Anyways.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
going to break the podcast.
You think darkness is your ally?
No, that's perfect. Where's the... Fuck, what is it?
His name is the
screwed up.
Joker.
Where's
the jamboree?
How do you screw up the most iconic line of The Dark Knight?
No, dude. I was fucking... Where's the fucking... Oh, my God. Where's the trigger? That's what I was gonna do. Where's the trigger?
Alright, anyways.
Anyways, off of Batman.
Now, JT can mention the bigger game that's coming out, because I don't feel the need to.
So, my personal anticipated game of this week is probably Borderlands 2. Mainly because Borderlands was probably one of my more favorite RPGs, I guess you can call it.
It isn't-
like shooter, new age RPGs.
They're called FPS RPGs.
FPS RPGs. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I couldn't think of something.
I know.
But of this year. No. Of fucking whenever the hell
Of
it came out, 2
September.
years ago?
Of September.
Yeah. But like Borderlands 1, great game.
Meh.
Loved the hell out of it. Played it all the time.
Meh.
Got like highest level everything.
Meh.
And then when I saw Borderlands 2, and I saw
Nerd!
when I saw the characters, I was like, "Oh my god,
Do you know what I was like?
Metal Gear."
You know what I was like?
What?
I was like, meh.
I was like,
Dude,
meh.
come on.
Meh.
Tell me the assassin doesn't look fucking badass.
Dude, okay, here's the thing. Here's how you make a good video game. Here's how you make a good sequel. You make the first
Boobs.
game good, but you don't add all the characters people actually want. And then you make a second one that's basically just a bunch of add-ons, a new level, some new enemies, more guns, and then the characters everyone's always wanted. So there's an assassin now, and there's like I felt like the characters in the first one were really dumb.
You know what, Jake? You say all this stuff, we're still
just
gonna play it
descri-
in the end.
I might not. I might not end up playing it.
No, we're doing it. I'm making you buy
You can't
it.
make me buy
And
buy it
then-
for me.
I'm
And then you
gonna put a
release
gun to your
Borderlands
head.
3.
Borderlands 3 released.
And then you release a new Borderlands every single year and you have Call of Duty. Hooray!
You know,
Yay!
no, you have to release 2 in a year for it to be the next Call
Oh,
of Duty.
and with DLC.
Right, that on the disc
and with
already.
multiplayer map packs.
On the disc already. But the reason I don't know, I'm so sick of seeing I feel like Borderlands is probably one of the most hyped games so far this year. There's literally commercials
Definitely.
everywhere.
Okay.
Well, not only that, but okay, to segue off of Borderlands real quick.
Yeah, it's
I went to Seattle, Washington with 10 PAX Prime, and Borderlands had a booth there, and the line for Borderlands 2 was freaking insanely long. I think, the only person I know who really wanted to see it was Spencer, and I don't even think he waited in the line to see it. It was just ridiculous. Like, it was longer than the Halo 4 line that I waited in.
Spencer from
Just to go-
We Like to Pray, for those of you who don't
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Borderlands was there. It's definitely hyped up. There was a ton of people outside the booth. It was insane.
I'm surprised.
To argue what you were saying before is Borderlands being hyped up right now of the year, you still gotta wait because in November, Halo 4, a week after Halo 4 is Black Ops 2. Give it after Borderlands comes out. There'll be little commercials about Borderlands, and then everything will be Halo 4 and Call of Duty, mainly Call of Duty.
Well, no, when a game launches...
Also in October... Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
I was going to say, when a game launches, the commercials are over. They're not going to have more...
Yeah.
They're going to have, like, the extra set of commercials that say one of the best-selling games so far this year. Like, the critical trailer, which comes out after the game's release. And then they'll be done. I don't know, like, it's less the amount of commercials I've seen, and it's more the amount of commercials there are. Like, literally, I've seen at least 12 different Borderlands 2 commercials. And they're not just like re-edits of the same one. Like I've seen 3 different live-action ones and then like 8 different animated ones.
That's a lot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. Normally they just have like 3.
Interesting.
They must be shelling out for advertising.
Yeah,
for
I
that
don't
game,
know.
man.
I did not think. I don't remember seeing that much on Borderlands.
I'm pretty
1.
sure they're making a lot of money off of it because of Borderlands 1's success. Yeah. That's why.
I just didn't think Borderlands 1 was that successful. Not many people I knew had it.
Okay, when it first started, no one really had it, and then it started to get a little bit of hype.
Yeah.
And then it started to grow a lot.
I mean, I remember people complaining about the cell-shaded graphics and not liking the animation style.
Everyone complains about cell-shaded fucking graphics.
I guess
this is
true.
Wind Waker.
And
Yeah.
then and then a year later, everyone's like, "Oh man, I love this art style."
Cell-shaded.
I know. It's like it happened the same thing with The Walking Dead, didn't it? Like people hated the way it looked.
No, because that makes sense.
People did like it. A lot of people liked it.
It was based
I personally loved it.
Well, because
I like it too.
It's because it was based off the comic books. That's why it was colored like a comic book.
That's why people liked it.
But see, I like the cell-shaded graphics a lot in Borderlands, especially like Borderlands is probably my favorite uses of cell-shaded. Like I mean, obviously I love Wind Waker, but I mean, as far as like almost how weird it is, like I like when games try to pull away from realism as far as possible. Because that's why I don't like Call of Duty, that's why I don't like Battlefield, that's why I don't like the majority of FPSs. But Borderlands 2 made a real effort to make a video game where you use guns, which no one does anymore. Everyone just tries to make something as close to the real thing as possible.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to use an ACR or whatever. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, well I'm going to go use the MK75,000 Wugga Womper in Borderlands.
Right, I mean, there's kids, because of Call of Duty.
I love it.
Because of Call of Duty, I mean, there's kids that know more about different guns than, like, people in the military.
Guns. Yeah.
I know. I mean, no, but I'm right there with you, Jake. Like, I don't play games to experience life in a different perspective. I play games to experience fantasy or get away from life.
Exactly.
Just to use it as a way to relax and sort of get out of it all.
Besides Train Simulator 2013.
Well, of course.
Besides Train Simulator.
Dude, that is fantasy.
That's some game that you play in real life.
When are you ever
that's what I want my life to be.
Well, life.
I have to say, that's my most anticipated game of 2012.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you hyping it up, I actually almost want to play it a little bit. Like, just to see if it's good.
Nah, dude. Didn't you
I was like this close to buying it during the summer sale.
We can't see what this is.
You can't see it right now, but my thumb and my index finger are like the closest like you could ever get them humanly possible. That's how close I was to buying it. It was like $2.50. So like, I couldn't part with $2.
So you were as close as JT's penis is to his body.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, indeed, I was.
I had to be the first person to make a penis joke in our podcast.
Now
we can go all hell loose.
Far Cry 3 is coming out soon, correct?
They haven't. No, I don't know. They haven't announced an actual release date. I don't think
it was pushed back. It was pushed back, I think, to October something.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I think it got pushed back again.
Were they at PAX?
I just wanted to make. Yeah, that's why I wanted. That's why I brought it up because they had a huge booth at PAX and they were doing this ridiculous sort of promotion there. Basically, if you waited in some stupid long line, I think you had to play the game first, but then afterwards they gave you a chance where you could go and shave your head and get a mohawk. Well, shave the size of your head, obviously, giving you the mohawk, and they would give you a free copy of the game on release. And the amount of people actually doing it was kind of insane. Like, okay, for the
yeah, but you're talking about a free game here.
Yeah, dude.
I know. It's $60 though. It's $60. Okay, that's not a lot of money to go and shave your head. I mean, sure, it grows back, but okay. Like, I'm okay with the guys doing it because, a lot of the guys were doing it. Oh, by the way, they would
girls.
Yeah, this is where I'm getting to that part. It was great, but like part of it, they shave off the side of your head, obviously giving you a mohawk, but then they like go and spray paint like Far Cry 3 in like the side of your head with obviously like it's washable paint, of course, but there was a lot of guys doing it, but the amount of girls actually doing it was like astonishing. There was like just as many. It was ridiculous, and so you just like watch these like girls with like really really long hair, like normal hair, nice hair, go up there, sit in the chair, and then they would film them just buzzing their hair off, because they're obviously going to use it for an ad campaign at some point.
Yeah.
But they were just sitting there,
Definitely.
buzzing their hair off. It was insane. I was like, wow, that is a shame. Because, like, okay, as a guy, yeah, your hair can grow back pretty easily. You can get to a normal length in maybe, a month or so. But you can't grow back, like, I don't know, like 2-3 feet of hair. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, it was funny, though. I laughed at it.
So, speaking of real-life simulation games that are awesome, Football Manager 2013 is supposed to be coming out soon.
Yes!
Dude, actually, those games have huge followings. Like, a lot of people... Like, I've seen YouTube channels that are just dedicated to Football Manager, and, like, they have, like, thousands and thousands of subscribers.
It's taking fantasy football to the next level.
And making it super boring.
Okay, guys. Okay, so this is kind of, like, really gonna be off topic here.
Oh, good.
But I'm scrolling through GameFly right now. I'm going through the coming soons to see when Far Cry 3 is coming
What's
out.
a GameFly?
But apparently Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection is coming out.
He doesn't even answer you.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was coming out.
A new Dragon Ball game?
No, it's the remakes it's the remake of Budokai 1 and I think Budokai 3.
Wait, what about 2?
What happened to Budokai 2?
We don't talk about Budokai 2.
We don't talk.
We don't talk about that shit.
That game never happened.
Guys, Ben 10 Omni Universe.
Yes, game of the year. Game of the year right there.
Game of the year.
I've tried to watch that cartoon before. I just don't like it.
Ah, freaking no. Cartoons are just terrible nowadays.
Not Adventure Time. Adventure Time is still good.
Adventure Time is good.
Adventure Time is good. It's a smart show.
They're making a turnaround. Yeah, they're making like a slight turnaround. But recently they've been terrible. Like, I mean, most cartoons recently have been terrible.
I can only think of a few that are good. But yeah, most of them are pretty bad.
On my research, there is no release date as of yet for it.
Okay, so it is not that big of a deal. I just wanted to bring it up because, I went to PAX and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can move on now. Let's talk about Steam and what's going on there. There's a lot of new things happening.
Oh, wait, no, hold on.
with Valve and
We
Steam.
we did forget one game, and we should mention it because it's a really, really good game.
Kirby's
go for it.
Dream Collection.
Oh, yeah, that too. Shit.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I just
All right, well,
that.
Kirby's Dream. Well,
mention it.
that's easy though. Kirby's Dream Collection is going to be basically. Okay, the interesting thing I want to say about it is it completely blows the Mario Collection out of the water.
Oh, definitely,
Like,
yes.
the Kirby Collection is an ideal situation on how you properly release compilation. Like, the Mario
Well, yeah,
All-Star
because a
one-
bundle like that doesn't exist yet.
Right.
A bundle like that doesn't exist.
Right, it actually came with stuff. The Mario one just came with a CD and Super Mario All-Stars.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't buy it, and I'm a collector, but I'm totally buying Kirby because it comes with a CD, a book, and it comes with all the original game, like all the old games that are really, really good. Even though I own most of them in their original form and on digital.
I might honestly buy it just for...
I will probably buy it. I
Because
like
of
Kirby a
buying it.
lot.
Yeah, I love Kirby. What's your guys' favorite Kirby game?
I'd have to say Crystal Shards.
Really?
Yeah, I would actually have to agree with him on that.
Huh.
I like the fact that you can combine the elements. That's probably my favorite
Yeah,
part.
it is really cool. But the problem with that, in my opinion, is like you always pick your favorites, and you kind of
That's true.
But I mean, obviously, the
Yeah.
game tries to stop that by making the crystal shards in places where you have to have other powers. So I mean, you could technically go through the game with just the flaming sword of death or the lightsaber, but
Yeah.
you won't get
Yeah,
any
yeah.
of the crystal shards. But most people don't give a shit anyway. So, but the other, my favorite is Kirby Superstar.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
that's the one-
I can agree with that one.
That's the one I
That would
say.
probably be like my favorite two-dimensional game.
Yeah, that one's really good. But
But like, if we're talking about like nostalgia level, I have to say not Superstar, Crystal Shards, and then below that would probably be Nightmare in Dreamland.
I liked Nightmare in Dreamland, but I wasn't too crazy about it because it's just a remake of Kirby's Adventure.
Oh yeah, I know, but it was but
it's a really good remake.
But like because I was younger,
Yeah,
and like I didn't know, that's what really got me into the Kirby series.
yeah. Kirby's a great. I honestly sometimes I like Kirby more than I like Kirby more than I like Mario a lot of the time. like I'll probably play a Kirby game more often than I'll play an actual Mario game, depending, because Mario has so many different facets in the game industry. It's hard to say I like Mario games or I like Zelda games. Well, Zelda games are all like Zelda and Kirby are almost always the same.
I just
have a very
find
basic formula,
I find Kirby a lot easier than Mario.
Yeah.
Because Mario, like half the time you need like certain like
Yeah, Kirby
jumping.
is super easy. They should make a. I keep saying it. Like I don't mind easy Kirby games at all. Like I know a lot of people complain about Epic Yarn, like, oh, you can't die in it, but I don't care. Sometimes I like that in a video game. But what I would like to see is an actual like difficult Kirby game, like really difficult, like.
So Mega Man.
But Mega Man's not that hard if you've played a Mega Man game before and you've actually beaten one. They're not that hard. It's a lot of the same puzzles. They're good games, like don't get me wrong, but they're not that hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Says the person that took like that stream I did. Oh my god.
I remember that.
Oh, but the other game I actually wanted to mention was Torchlight 2 comes out.
Oh,
the 20th. The 20th.
Torchlight's really good.
Yeah,
Okay, I know absolutely nothing about that game.
Okay,
so
I'm just
explain it to
gonna
me.
mention one. It's basically like Diablo 3, but in my opinion, way better. Like I like the Torchlight games more than I like the Diablo series, and I'm my Diablo opinion. I never played Diablo before 3, but Torchlight is just a much more simple interface. I like the graphic style better. I like the voice acting better. I like the classes better. I like everything about it better than Diablo, and it's only $20.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really, really good game. So
yeah, it's really good. I played Torchlight. Torchlight was really good.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of waiting for Torchlight 2.
And if you guys are interested in Torchlight, if you pre-order Torchlight 2, you get the first one free.
Yeah.
So
I will have to look into that then.
That's only with Steam, right?
Yeah. Well, Matt, you should look into it. We should not record some, but just play some.
Yeah.
We should move.
Torchlight came out for the Xbox, correct?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, but I don't like that game for the Xbox.
I'm pretty sure.
It's awkward with a controller because it's made for a mouse. Yeah. But let's move on because we've been talking about this for quite a while, which is
right.
fine.
Okay. What I was trying to segue into was Steam. There's a lot going on with Valve and Steam recently, so there is definitely a lot to talk about here. I know I want to talk about Steam's big picture, but we can say that for a little bit later. Anything particular you guys want to talk about right now?
Yeah, we could talk about Greenlight because a lot of people have been talking about Greenlight's interesting because the way they introduced it was the worst possible way they could introduce it.
See, this is the part where I'm just gonna be quiet the entire time because I'm not very informed.
No, that's okay. No, it's fine.
Besides big picture,
right?
Me and Jake got
see,
this.
I don't know.
Let's go.
See, I don't know much about big picture, so you guys can take that. But the thing about Greenlight is, first of all, it's a great idea. It's fantastic. It's really hard to get.
I like the idea of it too. Yeah.
It's really hard to get games into Steam because there's only so many people on Steam, and there's hundreds of thousands of game developers who want their game on Steam because Steam is like the end-all be-all platform of downloadable gaming. But on top of that, there's also a lot of people who want their games on there that make horrible games, not original games, steal games. It's like, I swear to God, when Greenlight got launched and it was just free, like anyone could do it, there were at least 30 or 40 Slender clones.
Well, not only that, it was either troll posts or
Right.
just terrible games.
Yeah, like
someone Slender
put,
clones.
someone put like Halo on there. Halo Combat Evolved.
Right.
And like, I mean, obviously it would be nice because it was such a dumb idea of Steam. Steam's like, oh, you can nominate your own game or someone else's game. It's like, who's gonna decide that? Like, I don't know if Microsoft, like, hey, Microsoft, we put your game in this thing called Project Greenlight, and they said it was okay. But like, well, fuck you, and I'm just suing you for pretending that you own this game. So,
Right.
so anyway, so that was dumb. It was really dumb for them to start it like that because it really made things confusing for people. But now what they're doing is you can enter it in, but with a $100 charge.
And by the way, the $100 charge goes directly to charity.
Exactly. It doesn't go to Steam. It goes to a charity. Child's Play, I believe.
I believe, yeah. I was thinking Child's Play, but I was 100% sure.
So what this does, and a lot of people are complaining, and I follow a lot of game developers on Twitter, a lot of indie developers, and most of them all said the same thing. All the kids complaining that they can't put their game in because of $100 really don't care about making a video game to begin with.
Right.
You know, $100 is not very much.
Especially if you really, really care about your game and you put your all into it. Like, you can spare $100.
Right, I know. So what's happened now, which is exactly what Steam wanted, was they weeded out all the people who really weren't serious about it. So we're left with a bunch of games that actually seem to really deserve, and well, not necessarily deserve, but want to have their game on there.
Right.
A couple to highlight, I don't know how much you guys have seen of it, but I've seen this game. There's a lot of games that are already on Xbox Live Arcade or Xbox Live Indie Games, which is a great place to find $1 games that are really good. I don't know if you guys ever peruse, but I definitely do.
I do occasionally. Yeah, I do.
So
Yeah, me as well.
There's I'm dying.
Oh, joy.
There's a couple.
Don't die, Jake.
There's a couple of really good ones right now, and actually I'm going to open this up. There's a couple slender ones, of course, but whatever. There's Contrast, which I looked at, which is actually a really good platformer with a cool theme. There's what was the game called? DLC Quest, which I don't know if you guys know what DLC Quest.
Oh, I've heard of that game before. Yes, I think it's on XBLA, right?
It's real. No, it's on Xbox Live Indie Games, but still.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's really good.
Yeah, it looked really funny.
And there's just a lot of other ones. Now, obviously, there's still a lot of bad ones, and they don't seem to really have it organized yet in a way to where everyone gets the same amount of exposure. Because basically the way it works is everyone thumbs up a game, and once they get to 100%, or I don't think it's 100, is it 80 or something?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, once they get to a certain percent, Steam will look at them, and they'll more than likely pick them.
Pass them along.
But I know Black Mesa was on, but see, this is where the problem comes in. There's a lot of games that were entered by other people that haven't worked their way out yet, like Black Mesa, which is the Half-Life 1 remake out of Source, Chester, which is another really good Xbox Live indie game, Mutant Mudds, which is the 3DS game. Just a lot of stuff that, like, it's kind of in a weird spot right now because I want to vote for a lot of these games, but I don't know if they're legitimate or not. So
right.
So now, if you want to talk... Oh, the other thing I guess we could say before you go on your Steam big picture, we could talk about the new community. That's another thing they changed. They're doing a lot right now.
Yeah, I was going to segue into that, actually. So, yeah, go for this.
The community right now is actually really cool. I like it a lot. And basically, all the games have contributions. Every single game has a contribution list. And basically what happens is when you click on that one, so like right now I'm clicking on Team Fortress 2, it opens up 5 million contributions, which basically is like a Facebook page for that game. So people can share screenshots, they can share items, they can share comments, they can have a forum. It's actually, and videos. It's really cool, actually. And I like it a lot, and it's really intuitive, and it looks really nice. I had a little bit of trouble posting videos. I'm not really sure exactly how it works, and there's a nice balance of popular stuff on top with stupid stuff at the bottom. But then it also turns into that whole, like, thumbs this up so people can see my funny picture of me shooting something.
Right. And then I also like the fact that you can filter it by the games that you own as well.
Exactly.
The one that I really like, and I'm kind of just jumping into
it's fine.
this. I went on the one for Binding of Isaac. I really like that one, mainly because you see a lot of gameplay videos, and you also like see like people's combinations. I just find that really cool because like you can see people's like huge tiers and stuff like that. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Binding of Isaac, mainly you get upgrades that mainly your main weapon is tiers, and you get upgrades and etc. And other upgrades will like increase the size of your tiers and stuff like that. And there's a lot of like crazy combinations that you just get like humongous tiers. It's really interesting just to scroll through and just like see what people get. It's just really cool.
Yeah, the best 3 game pages so far that I've seen are pretty obvious, but Gary's mod is hilarious. Gary's mod's contribution page is funny. Source Filmmaker's page is really good. And what was the other one I saw? No, I don't remember. What was the other one I was going to say? I don't remember now. I think I was going to say Portal. And pretty much any... Saints Row the Third has a lot of really funny stuff on it too.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I need to check
and I haven't really... I've not found one game that hasn't had any contributions on it. Even like a brand new game, like even a game called To the Moon that just came out has 95 contributions, which isn't much, but it grows based on how many people buy the game. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a really good addition. Now Matt can talk about something that's not so good of an addition.
Okay, Steam's big picture that I think they announced this just today as the time of recording this, actually.
Initiate time.
They announced it about a month ago, but they just released it.
Okay, just released it, I believe, today as the time of recording this. Basically, for those who don't know what it is, Steam has been working on this thing called Big Picture, where basically they revamped the entire Steam UI to work on a television. However, you still need a PC currently to run Steam on a television. For instance, in the video, they say something along the lines as, anywhere you can run Steam, you can run Big Picture. Well, technically, the only way, or the only thing that can run a full version of Steam is currently your computer. So, I find it mind-boggling that they spent, all the time to research and develop this entire other, UI and extra, work that they did reworking Steam for Big Picture, when all you're doing is bringing your PC down to your computer anyway. It's like, okay, they had a selling point towards the end that was like a web browser that doesn't suck for TV, but if you have your computer down there anyways running Steam, well, what's the point? Why would you want to browse from the, Steam browser when you can just load up Firefox or Chrome? Like, what's the point of that?
Right.
It seems very, very redundant to me to have all that. Now, what I think a Big Picture is going to be used for, obviously, is for when Steam actually moves into the hardware department. And they've been talking about that a lot recently, actually.
Yeah, they have. They actually just put out an ad for a hiring post for people who can build hardware. A lot of people just think that it's for like a new keyboard or a new controller, but I honestly think it's something bigger.
Oh yeah, I with the sort of announcement and release of Big Picture, I can definitely see Steam getting into sort of the console department. However, I have one theory on this, actually. Now, I'm not entirely sure how Valve is going to go about it, but if I know Valve, they want to give the user the best bang for the buck, and I believe the best way to do this would be sort of with an on-live type, I don't want to say service, but console. So basically, Valve isn't going to sort of release a full console on par with like the Xbox 360,
right.
PS3, Wii U, whatever is currently out right now.
Steambox,
yeah. Basically, I think they're going to release something more or less. It's going to be a remote access tool. So basically, it's just going to be a small box. Obviously, it'll have USB ports, so you can plug in a mouse, a keyboard, a gamepad. Should you want to play a PC game with an Xbox controller? I don't know why you just don't have an Xbox if you want to do that. But anyways, so I think it'll be something along the lines of that, where it'll remotely, you can log into your Steam account, obviously through the network, and then it'll remotely connect to any computer in your house that will have Steam installed, and then from there you can load up all of your games because they'll already be installed on your computer's hard drive, so there's no need for like a massive amount of storage space on a Valve console or a Steam box or something like that. Because let's think of it that way, like if you're installing a PC game, like a full PC game on a console that's meant to run it at like full high resolution and stuff like that, it takes up a lot of space, like a lot more space than it does on a console, because on Xbox 360 you have an 8 gigabyte or 8.1 gigabyte data limit now with the new XGD3 disc, where they managed to somehow squeeze a few extra megabytes on like the edge of a disc. And then on PS3 you have Blu-ray, obviously, which gives you, I think, up to like 80 gigs.
Yeah, no, I think it's up to 160 if you use both sides.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 160 gigs per disc now, 80 gigs per side, then whatever. Obviously, you can get a lot more out of the PS3, but the hardware can't really support. I mean, it's better than the 360, but still, you're not going to get like super high resolution textures like you could on a PC. So games take up a lot more space. Did you want to say something?
Well, what I was going to say is, so basically what you're saying is, it's not a system that you load the games onto. You're not loading this. It's a port from. So it's like a Roku box almost, but for video games. You're not putting the actual stuff on the box. The box connects to your computer, to your Steam account on your computer, and just basically syncs them together. Now, do you really think it'd be able to stream a full video game from a computer to a box through Wi-Fi?
Definitely would be.
I don't think it'd be able to do that.
I think it would. I think it would.
I mean, I guess look at the Wii U. The Wii U gamepad is wireless.
Well, not only that, but OnLive already does it pretty much.
I guess that's true.
You can do OnLive, I think, to your Android-based phones now.
Well, see, that was going to be my next point. Do you know what Ouya is? The Ouya system?
Yeah, the Android-based console.
Yeah, I actually paid for one. I'm going to get one when it comes out, so I'll get to show some stuff on that. But anyway, it's Android-based. It runs on a version of Linux, I'm pretty sure. And people are saying that it could possibly happen that them and Valve could work together to make Steam box to make a Steam application on the Ouya to stream game. Now I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if Valve would even be into that, but it does seem possible.
Yeah, like, and well, I was just about to announce that, or say that, Valve has been porting Steam and the Source engine over to Linux. So if they do make their own hardware, you know, sort of remote desktop application, I could see it running a Linux version of Steam on there, just to, you know, further reduce the cost and development or the hardware it needs to sort of run.
It'd be great though if Valve did make any sort of console, because I feel like most of even Nintendo, which I love, everyone seems to need a good kick in the ass because they have no threats. People who play people who play PS3 and Xbox and Wii, or you know, the Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they're gonna keep playing those systems. It's not like the old days where it was Super Nintendo versus Genesis and it was really important. There will never be a console war like there was back in the 90s. It just will never happen because it's just so obvious now. You know, if you want an entertainment machine, you're going to go with the PS3. If you want strictly gaming but you can't afford the PS3, you're going to get the Xbox. If you just want something casual or you're a Nintendo fan, you're going to get the Wii. And the Wii is so cheap, almost everyone can have it at this point, which I think is great. But if Valve came out with their own system that cost $150 to $200 because it's pretty simple tech, right? Wouldn't that be it wouldn't be expensive. If they made their own thing that was cheap, everyone already has their 50 to 100 Steam games or more. It's like, why would anyone buy anything else ever again? Yes, I know to get
exactly
right, and it would really shake things up. But I don't know if they want to do that. Plus, they should make Half-Life 3.
So basically, we would start instead of starting a console war, it'd be more of a hard copy, digital copy war.
Yeah, that's what I think would if Steam made their own console.
If Steam were to do that, that's what would happen.
If Steam made their own console, it would turn into a digital versus hard copy war, which is a long time. Like, it's going to happen eventually. But the problem, But the reason Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo can't do that is because of retailers.
Right. They get so much from licensing fees.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're publishing fees too. I mean, they probably have to, I mean, I'm sure developers have to pay to get their discs printed.
Oh yeah, especially with piracy
and licensed like that.
I mean, look at the Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii is probably the most, maybe next to the Dreamcast, the most exploitable game console of all time.
Well, something that's still interesting about the Nintendo Wii that Sony and Microsoft don't have is that Nintendo still sells the Wii for a profit. I think they get like $6 per Wii sold.
Yeah. Oh, and I know that. Yeah, the Sony. I know Sony. I think Microsoft's losing money.
Yeah, every time Microsoft and Sony sell a console, they lose money. They get it back on the software and the accessories. Right. And so Nintendo's the only one that's still selling consoles at a profit right now.
Right. Same thing with the 3DS. The Vita. I'm pretty sure they're not making money with the Vita, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a price drop. Because I work in retail, and I've sold maybe 3 PS Vitas since I started. And when I sold them, it was when they were offering Drake's Uncharted game. Wait, is that? I don't even remember which one it's called.
It's the Golden Abyss.
Yeah,
they were offering the Golden Abyss and a screen protector, both for free.
Oh my god, are you serious?
And people still weren't buying it.
That's kind of ridiculous.
We've done that sale like 4 times now too.
But Sony's never been good with portables, though. I mean, look at the PSP. The PSP didn't have the greatest
the stupid
life cycle.
The stupid thing is, you buy this stupid PSP, you buy all the stupid games for it, then the Vita comes out, a much higher quality system, but guess what? If all those PSP games, oh well.
You can't, it's not
sorry.
compatible.
But the
thing also that I found that was stupid about...
But the real bitch thing about the not compatible is you can download PSP games on the PS Store and put them on your Vita. So it's not like it can't play them. They made it have no disc, and they made there be no easy way to transfer stuff. And I know that'd be insanely difficult and impossible, and that's just the way technology works. But it's just, when you have one failed system, you can't just write it off completely, pretend like it never happened, and start with a new one. No one's going to buy it.
Yeah.
Right. And the stupid thing about like the PSP, and even probably the PS Vita, I don't own one, but it was just so limited by Sony. Like, when you got a PSP and you put custom firmware on it, you could, like, the possibilities were almost endless with it. I remember before, like, iPod Touches came out, that was the thing to have, man.
Right, I remember everyone had everyone who had the PSP simply had it because they could hack it and watch porn on it.
Well, it did have the nickname the Porn Station Portable at one point.
Did it really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
That didn't come around here. I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised.
And I heard that a few
but yeah,
times.
I feel like the only
school.
thing. I feel like
Matt knows his stuff. He's used it before.
I feel like the only thing popular about the PSP was that it was exploitable.
Right. I mean, you could run emulators on that. You could run PS1 games on that, which I don't know why they sort of use that as a selling point with the PS Vita when even the PSP could do it.
Yeah.
But, like, still.
Well,
there was a lot you could do once you hacked it.
The really messed up thing about the Vita and PS1 games is, okay, so when the PSP stopped, the PSP has about like 50 to 100, I think, PlayStation 1 games you could download, whereas the Vita, at least until like I think just a couple weeks ago, just now got the ability to do that. Just now is able to do PS1 games, but they only released like 3, like Final Fantasy VII, Toomba, and Toomba 2. That's it.
Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, and this is kind of going to go off topic, what happened to Square doing the PC release of Final Fantasy
They're
VII?
still doing it. Actually, it got released on accident. They accidentally made it available, and it's just it's not even. I don't even know what people downloaded, but it wasn't anything. So I guess what Square did, they took it off and they said, "You guys can have a free copy when it's out." To everyone who downloaded
that's nice
it.
of them.
So it came out and said Final Fantasy VII on Steam. Like, everyone knows it was coming out, but it was nothing. Yeah. So, of course, people complained to Steam, and Steam's like, how the hell do you have this game? They called Square. Square panicked, took it away from them, and said, don't worry, you guys will have it for free when it comes out. I think it's supposed to come out in December, though, but I don't know. It can't be that far from done. There's been a lot going around about it. But that's cool.
At least they owned up to their mistake.
But now that we're talking about odd ports, I guess that's a nice segue into what I wanted to mention too. I think it's odd personally that Square Enix is releasing Final Fantasy VII on Steam. It's cool. It's great. I love that they're doing that, and maybe more people will do that. You know, that's just a good example of publishers and developers putting their older games onto Steam. I mean, look at Sega. Almost the entire, like, all the best Genesis games and Dreamcast games are on Steam now.
Yeah, I like that actually.
For like $3. Mm-hmm. But anyway, what I find interesting is I think porting stuff to Steam is fantastic. I don't, however, find porting your games to iOS fantastic.
Oh yes. Here we go.
Yeah,
another rant.
I
Let's
know.
go.
No, I know. And the newest
rant time initiated.
The first offender for me was Capcom. Capcom has been porting terrible games onto iOS, or not terrible games, has been making terrible ports for iOS for quite a while now. And, you know, part of me isn't even that mad about it because I get it. I know what they're trying to do and whatever. But the problem is they're doing as little, like, they've already done Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 on the iPhone.
Why?
I don't know. And
they have Ghosts and Goblins.
Mega Man X, Ghosts and Goblins.
Okay, wait. Before we get off Mega Man X, I just want to say I actually beat Mega Man X on the iPhone, and I am super proud of myself for that because the controls are utterly terrible.
No, I got it too because I just wanted to try it, and I hate the graphics. They look like Flash.
Aren't they the same?
No. They're
Really?
They're like special. They look different. They're much crisper. They don't have that 16-bit look. They just look like Flash.
Oh, by the way, we were talking about Phoenix Wright before. It's out.
Yeah, no, I know the first one's. No, they're doing another. They're doing a collection of the other.
Oh, they're doing another one. Okay.
Phoenix Wright's been out for a while, and actually, okay, to be honest, Phoenix Wright for that isn't actually all that bad. That makes some sense to me. Yeah, because it does. I mean, it makes sense to put Phoenix Wright on there because it's just a point-and-click adventure game at its core. But they're also making a new Professor Layton game specifically for iOS, which I don't know if I like that or hate that because they're going to be able to release it for like $10, if even. Yeah. So why would anyone buy the DS or the 3DS with its new game? I think it's Mask of, I don't remember what the new one's called.
You know which one's really stupid? Fucking Dead Rising Mobile.
Yeah, they put Dead Rising on, and this is all Capcom. I don't understand that.
Yeah, this is literally all Capcom. They also put Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition.
Mm-hmm. They have Soul Calibur on there. I know that's not Capcom, but their Soul Calibur is on here too.
They have Devil May Cry 4, I believe.
Yeah, and actually, the newest port that I just saw that I'm most angry about is The World Ends With You. I don't like The World Ends With You very much. I don't care what anyone says in the comments. Like, I personally just don't think it's that good of a game.
Going back to the Kingdom Hearts thing, kinda.
Yeah.
like when I first started it, I wanted to play it.
Yeah. Because I like them in that setting. I like the set. I like them because it's funny because the Kingdom Hearts characters have a cheery disposition, but all the characters in The World Ends With You are like, I don't know who I am. It's funny because you'll have this one character. No, you'll have this one character that's like, I don't know who I am, and you'll have Sora like, you want to be my best friend?
I love that.
And it's just hilarious. And that's funny.
And by the way, just saying, The World Ends With You is $17.
That's
on iOS?
Yeah, on iOS.
On iOS.
Dude, you can just get it for it's probably cheaper to get it on the DS.
Yeah, it's like 10. I think you can get it for $10 now.
You could also just download the ROM.
No.
We don't support piracy on autosave, JT. Gosh.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Yeah, because if you pirate things, your game doesn't autosave.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, it's funny.
No, but what I wanted to say about The World Ends With You is like I played like an hour and a half of that game, and I stopped playing because I was depressed.
Yeah, I know. Oh shit! Actually, The World Ends With You still goes for $18 used on Amazon.
Oh, okay, so it's about the same then.
Oh, but also another game. Now that I see this, Chrono Trigger is on the iOS.
Is it?
Yeah, Chrono Trigger's on there.
Oh,
what else?
No, they did not ruin that game.
Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and I think 3
I knew about that one.
Secret of Mana. So basically, the thing is, I don't like these here's the thing. I know it doesn't take much effort to port a game, but at the same time, show some respect for the games you made, and don't fuck them up by putting them on a fucking touchscreen interface.
Touchscreen controls are just bad.
Put your games on Steam. Put them on put them on as downloadable.
Oh my god, if Chrono Trigger were to port to fucking Steam, I'd nearly.
No, I know. Because then I understand that not everyone has computers, but honestly, right now, most of what I see I see kids with iPads more than I see kids with iPod touches and iPhones. So people's excuse for iOS is, well, not everyone can afford this or that. The cheapest iPad is $400. No, $500, unless you're getting an older one. $500. And I've seen so many parents buy an iPad just so their kid could play Angry Birds.
Which is just retarded.
$1 game.
Retarded.
And the problem is, there's still this misconception of parents thinking that there are thousands and thousands of viruses and malware and people trying to steal your money on the internet. Now, there are. Don't get me wrong. There's tons of people trying to.
There are safe places.
Exactly, like Steam, for instance.
Such as Steam.
Right, the majority
of the Xbox Live Arcade,
the internet is
things like that.
Live Arcade, there's multiple safe places.
I mean, on a daily basis at work, I would have parents come into my electronics department and say, "Do you guys have Minecraft?" No, Minecraft's a downloadable game. Oh. No, it's okay. It's just just Google search Minecraft. No, that's okay. I don't download stuff. I don't let my kids download things off the internet.
Oh my god!
I don't understand how we live in this day and age.
That's the slight problem with the last generation.
Yeah.
Of people, is that they didn't grow up with the internet.
Yeah.
Like this generation of people know the internet.
Yeah.
We know it. So,
but see the difference between
it's not that they didn't grow up with that. It's just that they didn't adapt to it.
Right.
They didn't take the time to learn it.
Or they had a friend who had a friend who had a bad experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh god.
Someone's like, "Oh, I ordered something off eBay and they stole all my money." It's that's because you clicked the PayPal button that said, "Give them all my money."
I question why they even have that button to begin with, but still.
They ask for my social security number. Well, it's eBay, so I guess it's all right.
It's legit. It's got a lowercase e and then an uppercase B.
Legit.
All right, let's move on because we've been. This is good though. This was good. But this is pretty simple. I'm gonna take over hosting because I can.
Go for it.
But this is number 4. What you watching? This is basically a portion where we talk about anything we might be watching, whether it be YouTube, movies, or TV shows. You guys...
I'm watching my audio waves go to the right.
Good lord.
So, Jake, I know you're also a fan of this, but Doctor Who just started again.
Oh my god, dude. Did you watch the new episodes?
Yes.
They're so good. Dinosaurs on spaceships. That's all I have to say.
Freaking done. You're done.
Oh my God.
How can you top that?
You can't.
Oh
ever.
no! Freaking next week is a Western. Holy
I
crap!
know.
Yes.
A cyborg Western.
I love being the one that doesn't understand
Shut up,
this
JT.
shit.
Doctor Who. Yeah, seriously. If you guys don't watch Doctor Who,
I know what it is.
I'm not talking to you, JT. I'm talking to the audience. That's
fine.
not actually
Dick.
here.
No, okay.
But I'm really excited for this season, and I'm also really excited for Amy and Rory to go away because I'm sick of them.
Right.
I'm sick of
Okay,
them.
well, alright. I don't hate them.
I don't hate them either.
But, like, yeah, I agree. I don't know. I didn't like how there was, like, 2 companions to begin with, and I always felt like Rory was really obnoxious. But,
And
yeah, I
Amy's
kind of
kinda-
want them to
Amy's
see
a
who they're going to replace with.
Amy's kind of a slut.
Well, yeah, I mean, they kind of developed her character that
Well,
way in, like, the very
I know.
first episode.
And,
didn't they?
I kind of want a guy companion just because I feel like ever since Doctor Who started up again, it's been nothing but, like, flirtatious and, like, are they going to get together? Aren't they going to get together? Which I understand. Like, that's pretty common when, you have a male, quote-unquote male character because he's an alien. But you have a male character who shows this girl everything she's never seen before. So, obviously, she's going to fall for him. That's why I liked Donna.
Right.
Do you remember Donna?
Yeah.
She was my favorite because there was nothing there at all between them.
Yeah, she pretty much hated him the entire
Yeah,
time.
and I liked that a lot. But I guess we could talk. JT, have you watched anything lately?
Besides Adventure Time, no.
Okay.
Good job, JT.
Well, we
Genius.
could talk about...
Genius.
No, but like, the thing is, I don't really watch TV.
Yeah.
I mainly watch, like, sometimes movies, and if I honestly want to watch a show, such as Adventure Time, I will watch it.
Yeah. What was I going to... I'm a TV major, so I watch a lot of TV. But I wish I was a film major. That's, like, my real pride. And how do you guys feel about... it's coming out this weekend. Two big... quote-unquote, one of them's quote-unquote big. The other one actually seems pretty big. First of all, Finding Nemo 3D.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I saw
Are
the
they
commercial
re-releasing
of that.
it?
Yeah.
I saw the commercial for that when I was watching The Voice earlier.
Yeah, it comes out.
Has anybody ever watched The Voice?
It's horrible.
Okay, yeah, my sister's huge into
It's
The Voice, so I watched like
awful.
15
The
minutes of it.
Voice is a pretty good show.
Are you kidding
I have
me?
to be honest.
Are you kidding me? They
Okay,
write.
hang on,
they
hang on,
practically
hang on. It is
write
better than
banter.
American Idol.
I can give you that, JT.
It's okay.
But that's not saying much. That's not saying much.
In my opinion, it is the best singing show.
I disagree.
I'll fix that.
Okay, wait. Does it have to be a singing show? Or I think we should say talent show because that's all. Those...
Okay, talent show.
And then I
I'll go
disagree
with
because
talent
America's
show.
Got Talent's way better.
Well, no.
Britain's Got Talent, man.
Because if we were gonna do a talent show, then The Voice wouldn't technically be a talent show.
Right, 'cause no one's
if it was
talented.
a talent show, it would be multiple different talents.
I guess so.
America's Got Talent is a bunch of different talents.
Oh, really? Is it a talent show?
Yeah.
The reason I don't like, the reason I can't stand The Voice is because it's all it is scripted banter. It's horrible. I hate it.
I don't know. It was my first time watching. I was like, oh, this is actually.
But no,
pretty
I do
good.
agree with you that it's not as it's way better than American Idol.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. But I in general just don't like singing shows.
Like literally.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
Nowadays, and even back way when, the only reason why I watched American Idol was for like that first
Right.
5 episodes
Where Simon just
Where
tore everyone
everyone's
apart.
terrible. Yes.
where everyone's terrible.
But now Simon's just
It's
he's just a cartoon character now who just
yeah,
it's just-
Simon's just like, I'm gonna pretend to be an
Yeah.
asshole. But I'm
I'm just gonna
really an
make up
asshole.
things that no human being would ever actually say off the top of their head.
Yeah, that's why Britain's Got Talent is just so much better. Because doesn't like Simon actually run that show?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, it's not.
He runs
No, it's not
American
Britain.
Idol, too.
Well, he doesn't do Britain's Got Talent anymore. He does. No, he doesn't run American Idol anymore. He left and started X Factor,
Oh,
yes,
right,
yes.
right.
which is
okay.
really, really bad. It's basically Simon Cowell in charge of his own show, where he can just be as much of a douchebag as he wants.
Is that a bad thing though?
I don't know. But anyways, what I was gonna say is finding.
Oh,
Okay.
JT, yeah, or Jake. What was that second thing you want to talk about?
But no, I was gonna say, well, Finding Nemo in 3D is coming out, and I find that
Yeah.
crazy because the movie came out 2002, the original, so 10 years, not even
Yeah.
maybe not even
Yeah.
10 years ago.
It's been about 10 years ago.
But it's just so fun, and actually, I don't think this is Pixar's choice. I think it's Disney's choice for money, since
Probably.
they don't make a lot of money. And
Okay, yeah. And I'm sick of 3D remakes, by the way. I'm sick of 3D
I'm
in
sick of 3D.
general.
I've never-
No,
Me
as
movies
well.
don't need to be 3D. Okay?
The only time I ever liked 3D was when I was a little kid in Disney World seeing the Muppets in 3D.
Yeah, something like that. Like maybe an attraction. Like 3D for like 15 minutes. It's all right, you know. But movies don't need to be 3D,
especially when they're 2.5 hours long, like Avatar.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. And then the other one coming out is Dredd 3D. I don't know if you guys know who Judge Dredd is.
Oh yes, aren't they like remaking Judge Dredd?
It comes out this weekend. Now it is 3D, but it was filmed in 3D, so it's not that bad. I mean, at least when the movies are filmed in 3D, they actually have a better looking 3D effect, unlike movies that are just layered slightly, like the 3DS. Well, the 3DS is a different 3D effect. But anyway, actually, I thought it just looked like a crazy action movie that would be like, oh, okay, that'll be fine to see, I guess. But actually, it's getting really good reviews, like rave reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if you follow. Oh, you follow Rotten Tomatoes, but it's got like a 96 right now.
Oh wow.
So I mean,
that's actually surprising. I thought that would do terrible.
I mean, it's only out of 45 reviews, but still, it'll probably at least stay above 80%. So I'm probably gonna go see that. I also wanted to see Premium Rush, that movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and the bike.
Oh, okay. No, that kind of looks kind of stupid to me. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks stupid in the best kind of way, though.
I'm gonna go look at Fandango and go look at some movies so I can feel a part of this whole entire thing.
And then the last movie that I want to mention is Looper. That's also got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and that's the movie where they send people back in time to be murdered.
Oh yes.
I actually haven't heard of that one.
And then it turns.
I was watching a commercial on that. That looks freaking awesome.
And then it turns. And then it turns out that they send back Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, who is one of the people that kills the people. Turns out they send him back from the future to kill him. He's like killing himself, and it's played by Bruce Willis. So it looks really good. Yeah. So I guess it's really all. I mean, are you guys watching? The only thing on YouTube I've watched lately, I'm watching. You know Gonzo SSM.
Yep.
He's a member of this channel called, I think it's Weekly. Oh, what's it called? Weekly Tube something. I can't remember. They basically do an abridged series, and if I can find it, I'll tell you what it is. But they do some abridged stuff, and they do just some really funny stuff in general. What's it called? Weekly Tube Show 2. And they just do these really odd... They take like these really bad animes and do dubs of them. Like they did one recently called Rape Man. And it's freaking hilarious. But that's all I've really been watching.
Okay, sorry for that interruption, everybody, but we're back with the What You Watching segment. Real quick, I actually want to talk about something that I've been watching on YouTube for quite a while now, actually. It's Sync by the Corridor Digital guys. It's actually on a channel called Bamo right now. They struck up some deal for funding. That's why it's over there. But it's actually a very interesting series. Have any of you guys actually seen it?
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I will definitely have to show you it later, but basically...
Oh, no. I know what you're talking about, actually, because you sent that to me. I remember.
Yeah, like a kitchen sink?
No, it's Sync. S-Y-N-C.
Like sinking.
Yeah, S-Y-N-C. That's how it's spelled. For Jake, basically, or for anyone else who has never heard of it, the premises of it is that sort of the military has this project called the Sync. Basically, they have sort of figured out a way to capture a human sort of, I don't want to say soul, but like conscience and whatnot, and apply it directly alongside a sort of artificial intelligence body form and everything like that. So basically it gives the protagonist...
Basically, it's a respawn.
Yeah, basically. So it gives the protagonist the ability to switch in and out of different sort of sync shelves is what they call them in the series. So like, you know, 1 second he can walk into a building, get shot up, and then the next second later he could be back outside in his car in another sync shell, go back in, and then, you know, using the knowledge that he acquired on the way in, he could take out all the guys from, you know, just with one gun or something like that. So it's pretty much an action series, and it has sort of a plot where, I don't really want to spoil too much for those who haven't seen it, but basically a virus hits and takes over the artificial intelligence core that, you know, like the protagonist is running off of, and sort of threatens that and the rest of the, you know, cyber intelligence of the United States government and stuff like that. It's a very cool series if you get into it. They were releasing episodes once every Friday, but now they have sort of upped the schedule to an episode every 2 weeks, also on Friday. So the next episode will be out Friday the 14th.
Yes, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like it's really highly produced. It looks pretty cool. But the only thing I watch like this, as far as like web shows go, the only one I watch is Fallout Nuka Break or Nuka.
Nuka Break, yes. I cannot wait for season 2 of that to
Nuka
start.
Break. Yeah, and they did their.
I think the only one that I watch personally is Freddie Wong's video game High School.
Man,
VJ Test was alright too. I like
like
VJ Test actually.
You know, here's the thing about Freddie Wong. I like Freddie Wong. He's great at special effects, but I don't know. I just don't really like the story involved. Like, I think he should just stick to 3-minute crazy videos.
Well, yeah,
but I understand where he's coming from also. I mean, that's like, for a filmmaker especially, that would be really frustrating to be in that YouTube format of a 3-minute cool video that's viral. Like, I am happy for him, the fact that he's actually getting to do something. I'm actually really happy in general about the high amount of quality web series that are starting to pop up around YouTube. And Nuka Break is fantastic. If you guys haven't checked it out, especially if you like Fallout 3, it's really, really well done. And it's really well written, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, I know. They just they finished up their Kickstarter a few months ago. I think I actually donated to it. I don't actually remember how much I donated to it. But yeah, it's a good series. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
it was probably one of my favorite. I don't even know how I stumbled across it, but I did, and I haven't even played Fallout 3, but I still like the series just as much.
They made double of what they were going for. They were going for 60, and they made 130.
Right, and I think they used that extra money to actually like hire people who worked on Fallout and stuff, so they get their creative input on the series.
Yeah, I think you're right. But anyway, I guess that's all really for now. If you guys want to post below something you're watching or something about what we've been watching, or any of these subjects,
or something
really,
that we should watch.
Yeah, tell us something we should be watching, but don't tell me PewDiePie or I'll block you on my channel.
And then I'll unblock you with my channel.
Wait, you already have them blocked?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm a little worried about it now. All right, well, we're actually going to close this off now, but we have one last story to talk about. The Wii U conference is on Thursday, September, was that the 13th?
Yes, 13th.
Yeah, so the Wii U press conference is the 13th of September. And they haven't said what they're going to talk about yet. I mean, we can kind of assume they're going to talk about price, they're going to talk about release date, and
I think they're going to talk about the Wii U.
I don't think so.
Me too.
They're probably going to talk about the DS, the original clamshell DS.
No, guys, they're going to talk about the NES.
Perfect.
They're going to talk about DLC for the NES.
Perfect.
That's already on the cartridges.
The 8-bit web browser.
They planned this years ago.
Anyway, actually, did you know the NES almost did actually have a form of DLC?
Yeah, did they have
They were going to have a...
Oh, no, that was the Super Famicom.
It was going to be
like the broadcast thing, wasn't it?
Oh, right, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah, it was the Famicom. Oh, well, I mean, when I said the NES, I meant just in general the Famicom. But no, it was the Super Famicom. Or was it?
I'm pretty sure it was the Super Famicom.
Yeah, it was going to have a digital, like, downloader, and it was going to have, like, DLC for, like, older NES games. It was crazy. Anyway, that's, cool. That's not what they're going to be talking about, I don't think.
They're bringing that back!
Okay.
Along with the Vitality sensor and the N64 Double D, or the disc drive.
Dude, I wish the Double D would have happened, because then we would have got Earthbound.
Virtual Boy is making its comeback.
Then we would have got Earthbound 64.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the beta shots of that look... Okay, we're getting completely off topic now. Continue on. Sorry.
I know we are.
Sorry.
Okay, so the Wii U conference is on Wednesday. Now, since it is out of Japan, it's like early in the morning here, like 8 or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I think. So we're not going to be able to podcast live. We're going to do a live podcast that day. We're not going to be able to do it during, but we're going to do it sometime that night, but we're going to do it live, and we're probably going to have a copy of the conference playing in the background, and we'll just interact with it. And we might not even watch it until that point, so it's still fresh for us.
Right.
So we're going to do that live event. We're not sure what time yet. Just stay posted to our Twitters, which will all be in the description below. And yeah, so what are you guys expecting to hear at this conference?
Like you said, release date and price point would be nice. I'm hoping that they show off some more launch titles, because still the library is still a little bit lacking. I mean, I was actually kind of disappointed with E3 with the lack of focus on the Wii U. Actually, there really wasn't much on there.
Well, what the problem? Okay, so everyone's biggest complaint I saw with the Wii U's conference was, why the hell did they end on that stupid baby game, Nintendo Land? Which actually, I think Nintendo Land looks really fun. I don't give a fuck.
They actually had a demo of Nintendo Land at PAX Prime, although I didn't see it. It must have been hidden next to Pikmin 3, because, like, even though, like, those booths were apparently huge, I must have walked by them because I couldn't see them at all. I was all over the Nintendo booth. Never saw Pikmin 3. Now I remember what I was going to say. Oh, but
the biggest reason they didn't, everyone's biggest disappointment was they didn't show the new Star Fox game. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Still under development,
listen, they were going to show it. But I guess at the last minute, Retroware backed out.
Right, yeah, they pulled the plug on it. Or they didn't pull the plug on it, but they pulled it out.
They literally told Reggie during the conference, we can't show the game yet. Stall them at the end. That's why they showed like 5 minutes of fireworks at the end. Because they were probably going to show a teaser for the new Star Fox game.
Definitely.
Probably, yep.
So it would be nice to get that teaser at the Wii U conference. I'm not expecting it in any way. I wouldn't be surprised if they push this Star Fox game back to summer.
Maybe, yeah.
I would
something else.
Because it's not going to be ready by Christmas, so why push it like in spring when no one buys video games?
Right. Something else that I kind of would like to see is like an official spec list, as well as like a list of maybe currently being developed third-party titles.
Yeah, I mean, there are. To be fair, there are a lot of good ones, and the fact that they have Mass Effect 3 and Arkham Asylum or Arkham City both coming out for it. I know it's like, well, those games already came out, but that's saying a lot that they're getting those games.
Right. It's just showing the support of those developers, which I think is good.
Those are
huge
AAA games.
I don't think they're going to sell well just for the fact that they've already been out for so long on other systems and stuff like that.
I'll probably buy Mass Effect 3 because my biggest issue with Mass Effect 3 or any of the Mass Effect games is the menu system. I think I like how the tablet will work with that game. But we'll have to see, obviously. But anyways, what I'm expecting, I mean, what I more or less meant was price point and release date. I'm expecting a mid-November release date. That's my expectation.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, obviously they're going to want to get it out before the holidays.
Mid-November, early December.
And I think it's going to be $300.
I don't think so. I think they might do $250.
I'm with JT on that one, actually.
Oh, you think $250? Really?
Yeah.
I honestly, I think $250.
I went higher because I thought you guys would call me crazy for saying $250.
No, I'm thinking $250 is the right price point for it.
$250.
Oh, I think it's the right price, but will they do that?
That's true.
But obviously they learned. But they said, and everyone's been saying this is they learned from the 3DS. Don't charge more. Don't charge more than you have
from
to.
The 3DS.
Because they were originally going to release it at the price it's at now, but then when they heard all the hype on it, they're like, oh, we can squeeze some more money out of these kids. So they jacked the price way up.
True.
Yeah.
Because for a system to be discounted as fast and as much as it was, there's no way it wasn't already intended to be at that price.
Yeah, totally.
That's what I think anyway. I mean, it went from $250 to $170 in I think it was out for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's selling great now, obviously. It's selling fantastic now.
Yeah, once I heard about them, I mean, once the price actually dropped, I went out and bought one.
I was conflicted. I kind of wanted to buy it to get the ambassador, but at the same time, I just didn't think it was worth it.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Yeah, it was just.
Plus, because most of those games are going to be coming out, and they're going to be like 3 or 4. Actually, I heard the Game Boy Advance games aren't going to be happening for quite a while.
Actually,
so
what I was annoyed about was that didn't the
benefit.
ambassadors get Metroid Fusion? That's like my favorite Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, they did. But I heard that the Game Boy Advance games weren't working that well. I don't know, because I don't have one. I don't know anyone personally that has an ambassador to 3DS. So if anyone knows, the viewers, if you guys know anything about it, feel free to comment, because I'm actually curious. But so you guys think $250? We can pretty much all agree November. Now, how do you do you think? And actually, Matt, I think you'll really agree with this. I also feel like New Super Mario Brothers U has to be packaged with it.
Ooh.
Oh, definitely.
No.
It's either
because I think
it's either it's going to be a packaging or it's going to be a launch. It'll
definitely be a launch.
No, yeah.
I don't think they're gonna package it. Would I like to see them package it? Yes, but well, okay.
It wouldn't. No.
I think
there are
might,
some.
Though.
Jake has some points actually, because the launch or the game that comes bundled with it needs to be a tech demo, and New Super Mario Bros. U does make use of the controller in a very good way, so it could actually be used as their tech demo sort of flagship title. And that would actually be a very good selling point. So there are agreeable points and disagreeable points.
Right.
I guess. Yeah.
Now that might put the price up a little bit higher, but I think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. If it was
like
originally to be
275
$250 and then they bumped it up to $300 because it had a bundle.
I think I'd be okay with that too.
Then I'd be okay with that.
Now I know, but my only concern is they are like every store I know of is taking pre-orders for game. Like the weird thing is there's pre-orders for the games, but there's no pre-order for the system.
Because there's no official
release date. But it wouldn't matter because there's no official release date for the games either.
That's true.
There is a pre-order for New Super Mario Bros. U, so that makes me think it's not going to happen. And then I also heard that Nintendo Land might be bundled in it, and even that game wouldn't be bad. That'd be like the equivalent of like Wii Sports,
right?
But
I think I think that would make a lot more sense.
But I think that's all stuff that's going to be announced. Like that's what I think is going to be announced because even though there are pre-order cards, that's stuff that I don't think that kind of stuff gets decided till like the last minute.
Yeah.
You know, is there enough hype?
All I know is that once the console's announced and the price is announced, I'm pre-ordering mine.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I don't know that I'm going to buy one on launch yet. I
really
don't know that I'm going to buy one on launch.
I'm buying mine on launch.
I'm going to because I know it's not only because I'm really excited about it, but I know how difficult it was to get a hold of a Wii.
That's true.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For like a year,
it was impossible to get a Wii, and I want to get a Wii.
Yeah, and I don't want to, and I don't think it's going to be as big as the Wii was. I just don't think because the whole family console concept is not new anymore. It's not new.
That's out now.
It's not new. We all know about this. But that's why Zombie U was brilliant. It was so smart for them to put so much focus on Zombie U to give Ubisoft this great game that brings back the hardcore audience because that game is
Zombie U looks really
game looks brutal. It looks really good.
Okay. I actually got to play Zombie U at PAX, so I'll talk about it really quickly. Looks pretty dang good. It has an interesting gimmick to it, to the fact where, like, normally in a game like that, where you wanted to go and access your inventory system or something like that, and, like, for instance, in a game like Daisy, well, Daisy's online, so you can't really pause it, but,
right.
In a game where, like, there's zombies coming at you, 24/7, whatever, and you want to go in your inventory, it would normally, like, pause the game or something like that. Well, since the inventory is on your bottom screen, it doesn't pause the game at all, so...
It's real time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
so
that really
exactly.
That's full. It's full immersion.
Really,
yeah.
It gives you real immersion.
Yeah. Exactly, and
it's actually like really scary.
And that's what I'm hoping for with a lot. Like that's why I like about Mass Effect 3. Like with Mass Effect, you don't have to go into your system, pick your side, like your I don't remember what's it called. It's not magic. What's it called?
Freaking heck! Hang on. It's.
Oh. God,
oh crap! I haven't played. I need to start Mass Effect 3. I finished Mass Effect 2 a while ago, but it's
Anyway, so you have your magic.
No, it's biotics. Biotics. It's like biotic something.
Biotics.
That's it.
I was gonna call it science magic. So you have your biotics and you have your gun, and I always hate going to the pause and like moving it all around, then you get distracted by looking at everything. I just want to be able to look down, click this button, and keep playing. I don't want to stop. I don't want to, I don't like that. It takes me out of the game.
You know what I would love? If they made Wii U Turtle Beaches. Just like white.
Well, that's why I think Assassin's Creed 3 is going to do pretty dang awesome on the Wii U.
Yeah, oh my god, that's going to be
the inventory system in Assassin's Creed 3 is pretty intuitive for, an Xbox 360 pad and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty quick to go and select your weapons and get back into the game. But being able to do it while you're just like mid-air, select your hidden blade and just freaking assassinate someone would be freaking incredible. Like, I want to play Assassin's Creed 3 so bad, so I'm probably going to get it for 360. Was it not
at PAX?
What? Okay.
It wasn't at
PAX?
No,
it was at PAX, but they didn't have it out so you could play it.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, they had a gameplay demo of it, but you went in this line, you waited to like go inside this little tiny like theater type building, and then someone else played it while they basically did a live Let's Play of it is what they did.
Yeah.
And that would have been cool had they not done that exact same thing at E3. Like, they had the Assassin's Creed booth.
Yeah.
They had that same exact Assassin's Creed booth at PAX East. Had I gone then, I would have been like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. But going to it as PAX Prime, after E3, it was just like, wow, that was the same thing I saw, like a few months ago. So...
It's sloppy seconds.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we can all... Okay, so... Oh, one other thing. I think they're also going to have a bundle with two game pads.
I haven't seen a Wii U running off two pads yet.
But some things, I think that's going to be one of the things they reveal. Oh, you were talking about specs. I want them to talk about how far you can take the gamepad.
No. Yeah.
I want to know if I can have it set up on my main game TV, and then I can go into my bedroom and just play the game as if it was a Game Boy. I understand you won't be able to take it like really far because then you wouldn't buy a DS. But I would love to be able to just take it in another room, take it to the oh my god, take it into the bathroom, take a shit with me. Like,
yes.
Can you imagine like playing your like play?
Didn't they have like a commercial sort
there
of
was
thing
there was a
like
post
that?
on
Like,
Reddit
the
or
guy
something like
walking
that.
around.
Yeah, I remember
No,
it.
listen, you're gonna be playing Zelda U when it comes out in all its glory in HD. You're gonna be playing it. You're in a really crazy dungeon. I got shit real bad, man. I had tacos last night. You fucking take the game with you into the bathroom and keep playing it, and just take an hour-long shit.
You know what? For the people that actually watch to the end, they're actually getting a really good comedy.
No, but
they're getting pretty good comedy.
I really do like the gamepad actually.
I do too.
One thing.
Oh, you played with it.
Yeah.
Though, so.
One thing. Oh yeah, it's actually very comfortable too. By the way. One thing that I am super. I really want to know about, and that if they do announce it, I'd be super excited about, is the fact that. Well, obviously they already announced that you can web browse and do all that stuff on the tablet, but I want to know sort of what like
censored
entertainment features they're gonna add to it. Now I know this isn't technically Nintendo's forte, but like
Netflix.
I would like to see Netflix on there, although I don't have a Netflix account, but I would like to see other free services, like even if they just have like their standalone YouTube app, because their browser, let's be honest, probably is gonna be terrible.
Opera.
Yeah.
It'll be Opera again, I'm
probably.
sure.
So I would like to see maybe their own standalone YouTube app. Obviously there would be a Netflix app, that'd be really nice.
Hulu, they have a Hulu.
Hulu would be good too.
The
Yeah, they already have that. Maybe even HBO Go. I don't know who else they could partner with. But
we all know. I mean, they're not gonna have a DVD player, which is unfortunate. But I understand that keeps the cost down.
it does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, no. Technically, they have a DVD player, obviously, to play games. They just don't want to pay the licensing fee to have to, like, decode the DVDs.
Right.
Yeah.
But at this point, are DVD players really relevant for a game?
No,
system?
especially not. Now, if it had Blu-ray,
Not at
that'd be
all.
nice.
But they're not going to pay Sony for the rights to
Right.
That'd be
Blu-ray.
extremely costly.
They're not going to pay the rights to Sony for a Blu-ray.
and that would like make the Wii U cost.
Now they might make their own version of a Bluray, which I'm sure is what Microsoft is also working
HD
on. but they're
DVD,
not-
man.
yeah,
HD
but-
DVD is going to make
Right.
a comeback.
Dude, they should have made HD DVDs. I'm with you.
They had an HD DVD add-on for the Xbox, except HD DVD as a format completely failed, so the add-on did
No,
as well.
I know. All right, now we're getting into formats.
That's true. Okay, we need to wrap things up. Actually, at the end here. We just
I mean, we covered a lot of stuff though for our first podcast. I mean, we talked about Steam, we talked about the Wii U, we talked about Finding Nemo in 3D, we talked about pretty much everything.
We did. This was a very good pilot episode of the podcast, I think.
And if you agree, like this video, favorite this video, and comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel or our channels.
Links in the description, everybody.
We should have links.
Yay.
We should have links to all our channels annotated on the screen and below, and yada yada yada.
Be sure to click them.
Make sure you follow our
because-
Twitters.
yeah.
Make sure you follow our Twitters for more information on the podcast. That way, if we do anything live, we might even make an autosave podcast or autosave Twitter.
Also, this
should.
podcast will eventually be on iTunes. We don't actually know when. We're still working on that. But yeah, iTunes.
Yeah, and
coming soon.
it'll always be released on YouTube first. The iTunes release will come later. Stop.
All right. Anyways, yes. No, this was a very good first pilot episode of the podcast. We covered a lot of things actually, and I really, really hope everybody enjoys it. If you guys do, please leave us feedback in the comments. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this very first episode. So, once again, my name is Matt. You guys.
I am Jay.
And I'm JT.
I'm Jay. I'm Draco Malfoy.
He's Draco Malfoy, and that is going to do it for the very first episode of Autosave. Thank you so much for listening or watching, whichever format you chose to watch this on.
We already said this.
And we will catch you all.
We're saying it again.
And we will see you guys in the next one.
And don't quit your game because you're not going to be autosaved.
And remember,
Thank you for watching your podcast.
and remember, if you see the circle spinning, it's because we're autosaving. We really need to think of a better outro.
Oh my god, yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, we definitely need to think of a better
We'll come
one.
up with one later.
It's on the list of things to do.